Okay, so the first time that I tried to record this message, I didn't know that it cut off right before I got to the end, the fortune cookie fortunes. So I'm kind of bummed. I was 16 minutes and 11 seconds in and it cut off. This was kind of at first this message felt really like urgent, but now that it's been cut off and I'm having to restart, um, it's really made me contemplate my life. I'm not really tech savvy, so I don't know how to splice two videos together, but I really had to sit in contemplation for a minute. Um, so I do keep my readings in this Journey Within Introspective Activity Journal, and I really like the way each question and quote on the page kind of adds to the message. And so the message started to come through, and then I started pulling from the decks, and they also wanted to be written down. This message wanted to be written down, the whole thing. Usually it's like maybe 1 or 2 pages per reading of whatever comes through, but this is like literally like 7 pages. So the first question is, do you celebrate successes of the people around you, or do you find yourself jealous, frustrated, and asking why something good happened to them and not you? The quote is from Archibald Rutledge. One of the sanest, surest, and most generous joys of life comes from being happy over the good fortune of others. And then, how empathetic and understanding are you when it comes to others? Have you ever visualized walking a mile in someone else's shoes? And the quote is from Heinz Kohut. Empathy is the capacity to think and feel oneself into the inner life of another person. I'm just going to go ahead and read them all this time at the same time. Do you feel at war with yourself in any way? Is there something you're trying or need to conquer to have a better life? And that quote is Sir Edmund Hillary. It is not the mountains we conquer, but ourselves. And then when you read the quote on this page, what was the first thing you thought about? What is the message behind this quote? And it is from Peter Drucker. The greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence, it is to act with yesterday's logic. So these all basically so far are kind of the themes about this inner transformation that's happening, and this acceptance of the people around you and who they're choosing to be, but reconciling yourself and protecting your peace. A lot of inner work is going on here. What changes have you thought about making in yourself and why? And the quote is Leo Tolstoy. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. The next one is, does the quote stir up a sense of adventure within you? What adventures are on your horizon? If you don't have any adventures planned, then write an itinerary of adventures for the next year. And the quote is from John Muir. And into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul. So definitely needing to seek adventure, saying yes to new opportunities. And the last one is, what have you done in life that really showcased your confidence? Now describe your confidence in metaphors. And the quote is from Zig Ziglar. Confidence is going after Moby Dick in a rowboat and taking the tartar sauce with you. That's cute. Actually, I'm going to read the next one because I didn't know this was written here, and it it goes because I was at the end of the page. So the question on this page is, in what ways has life surprised you, and who in your life has given you your best surprise? And the quote is Boris Pasternak. Surprise is the greatest gift which life can grant us. And what I had previously written, I don't even know when on this page, it says, that time God told me, you don't have to be everything to everyone. That's my job. Yeah, that. So that could be significant, but now I'll get into the actual message that came through, and then I'll share the cards that came through with the message. So there's definitely something here about the diamond in the rough, and about the way the diamonds form, the pressure they undergo, and then the process of mining those diamonds. So there's something here, something transformational, but also about being emerging and being gifted to the world in some way, something precious and rare. You could be specifically being gifted rocks or crystals. And I do feel like you're getting a lot of insect messages, specifically dragonfly, butterfly, locust, like all the insect messages. Dragon is being revealed. Your dragon is being revealed, but it is protective, guiding energy. There is something here about soul ties. You are being revealed in some way. Locust energy, preparing to shed, feeling the shift within, and preparing for transformation. So there is a molting here, a process of vulnerability. This could be about also changing habits and new mindsets, inner shifts rippling outwards, and then emergence and freedom. Could potentially also be calling in an abundant, rich partner, shifting frequencies, changing your vibe, and upgrading. And I also got D&D, do not disturb. So it is about protecting your peace. And 1111 came through, and then I glanced at the time and it was 12:26. And so I looked up what the angel number for that meant, and it says angelic guidance through changes and new beginnings. Trust in your abilities and the divine guidance you're receiving, new opportunities, success, and growth. And then self-love, connecting with your sensuality, embodiment, be secure in who you are, love yourself today and every day. And that's when I started pulling from the cards. The first deck is the Time Traveler's Oracle. So you got Machu Picchu, Peru, and it's about planning, imagine future possibilities, prepare for nature in the area you live in. So like if you live in Hurricane Alley or Earthquake Country or fire country, like preparing for the nature, the possibilities, the future possibilities of the nature in the area you live in. But also alternatively, like if you dream to be a writer, take classes, read books about becoming a writer, write. So like baby step your way to your dreams. Having a deliberate schedule, putting in those daily habits deliberately, putting the foundations into place, then miracles will abound. The next card is Ancient Egypt, leadership, shoulders back, step forward with power and grace. Know what you stand for. Authoritative action is called for here. Don't worry about a pushback. Maintain the momentum. Be a beacon for others. Keep going. You will succeed. The Angelic Realm is the next card, and that is light. Luminescent, infinite, and immortal. Angelic guidance again. Clear the clutter. Simplify. Move away from that which depletes you and make space for the light to shine. Also, wings of light, you are loved. The next card is Vesuvius, Italy, chaos. And this has a twofold meaning. And I think it's also about finding the balance between knowing when to take action and knowing when to take a sacred rest. So the twofold meaning, the stagnant potential power. There is a need to shake things up, destruction of old beliefs, limiting situations, draining relationships, time to break free, vitality, inspired creativity, and new life emerges. And then the alternative is the chaotic energy, allowing things to settle, focusing on what's important and let everything else go. Step beyond the chaos. Possibility and potential of release of great power. So there is potential destruction here. Rest and allow the vast store of vibrant energy to grow within you. Again, knowing the difference between when to shake things up, when to take inspired action, and when to take a sacred rest and allow the energy to be restored and to gather within you. The last card for that deck was the Roaring 20s in Paris, exuberance. Seeds you've planted are beginning to grow, reaping of rewards, medical success and healing. Think outside the box, try something new. Face your fears, do it scared. Say yes to new opportunities or public speaking. People want to hear what you have to say. And then the dragonfly transformation came through, the process of that. The next deck, again, all those insect messages are coming through strong. Okay, the next deck is the messages from the Spirits of Nature Oracle. And you got Apple Tree, abundance, transforming the poverty mentality. Acknowledge the source of your abundance is spirit, not man. Pause, take a breath. And the principle of reciprocity is important here. Create a giving practice, do charity or donate your time or skills. Start a gratitude journal and listen to the guidance you're receiving. The next card is Rainbow, beauty, avoiding distractions, being fully present. Picture a rainbow, breathe into your chakras with the colors, And get outdoors, see nature's beauty and wonder. Notice your bodily sensations and emotions that surface when you do that. Watch the sunset. Pay attention to the beauty in others and see it in yourself. So you could be called to do mirror work, self-love affirmations in the mirror specifically. And the last card for that deck is Sequoia Tree, balance. Remain steady and grounded, walk tall, awareness of spiritual and physical, grounding to connect to your ancestors, ascended masters, and angels. Invite the energy in. This is heaven and earth dancing together and true oneness. The next one, the first message that came out before I pulled from the next deck says, don't fear a blank page, turn the page, trust your intuition. So I do feel a strong thing about writing here, especially because this message itself wanted to be written. So there's something very significant about writing, and it's already been mentioned multiple times. So maybe, once at least that I know of. I don't know if that's multiple, but I guess this also would be 2. So 2 is multiple. Okay, so the next deck I pulled from was the Naked Art Oracle, and you got independence. Walk your unique path with the spirit of independence and confidence. You got shadow self, confront your demons and begin untangling yourself. And I feel there is some kind of karmic detachment here. That's part of this transformative process, is detaching from old karmic cycles and loops. And stubbornness is the last one, this Taurus energy. Since life is all about change, stubbornness is effectively a resistance to life itself. So definitely something about change and confronting your shadows and taking bold action and knowing who you are and what you're worth. The next deck I pulled from was the Island Time Wellness Law of Attraction deck. And you got the next step, daily steps towards your dream, manageable goals, mentorship, doors, and opening success. So doors opening and success. So I do feel like this is about baby stepping your way to your dreams, creating successful habits that contribute to that and help you grow into the person you want to be. And that the way to do that is through your habits. The next card was observe, not getting caught in the story or details, total acceptance of what is, step back and see the bigger picture. So definitely a shift in perspective and gaining a broader perspective in some way. Again, accepting who others are, who they choose to be, but also knowing who you are and accepting every part of you, loving every part of you. And the last card for that one is gratitude. Thank you. Gratuity increases attraction and opportunities. Little things count. Be grateful for all of your life. So letting the little things add up to bigger things. And gratitude truly is the great multiplier. Again, gratitude journal, create a giving practice in some way. Incorporate that into your daily habits. Okay, messages from your future higher self. You're going to master your material reality in the near future. The fact that I wrote you're going to master your reality, I forgot the word material. I didn't just write it in like I normally would. I crossed out the word reality and rewrote it. So I feel like there's something that's shifting in the way you perceive something, or the way you, the something that you want to manifest, the reality that you're creating. There's something shifting in that. Maybe even something in the meaning of what abundance means for you. But you're going to master your material reality in the near future. A powerful change will transform your life, which it's happening, babe. It's happening. You're stepping into a brand new chapter. I like that again, new opportunities. And take chances. You'll realize how perfect something will turn out. I really like this one because of the way this reading wanted to come out. I kind of am taking a chance because this is a weird way for me to do a reading, because usually I take maybe 1 or 2 pages of notes or whatever comes through, and the rest is all exploring the cards. But the cards here were kind of an afterthought, and all those messages wanted to be written down. So taking a chance on the way the message wanted to be received, that could be significant too. Okay, from the Practical Self-Care Oracle, you got Crystal Healing, which is interesting because I did say earlier that you could be gifted crystals or rocks at the same time that you're receiving these instant messages. That was before any cards were pulled. So it's interesting that crystals came out again. Use crystals to raise your vibration and renew your energy. The next card is get unstuck, get past your fear of change, and embrace the transformation. Again, the transformation is happening, babe. It's happening, but it's a beautiful, joyous thing. And then read. The more you read, the more you'll learn. So you could be being asked to read or learn new skills specifically to help you in the future. So from the fortune cookie fortunes, you got January will bring you clarity and focus in your goals. So January could be significant. And honestly, that's only a few months away. Like what? 4 months away, 3.5? Really not that far. So I feel like you're really going to look back in 3 months' time and recognize, have this clarity and focus, and recognizing that even in 3 months' time, you're not going to be where you are right now. You'll have baby stepped your way a little bit further, a little bit closer to your dreams. The next fortune was you will have many friends when you need them. I like that. And the last one is you're never too old to set a new dream, to set a new goal or dream a new dream. So yes, this very much is about dreaming bigger and almost dreaming out of your comfort zone. And I did get the message of visualizing to prepare your physical vessel to hold the energy of wealth and abundance. So literally visualizing and creating that habit of daydreaming is preparing your physical vessel to hold the energy of the wealth and abundance that you're attracting. You are being prepared, but this is also about vulnerability and trust. So that is the message that I have for you, and that's the way the message wanted to come out. And I'm pretty sure I read this, but I'm going to read it again. That time God told me you don't have to be everything to everyone. That's my job. Yeah, that. So that could be also significant. You don't have to be everything to everyone. That's not your job. This is about putting work into yourself and nurturing those seeds within yourself, because there's something really beautiful that's emerging. And this thing is also going to be very, what do I want to say? Very good for the collective. I feel like the student is becoming the master also. So there's something really powerful at play here. So don't give up. Keep going. I love you, and I hope that helped. Second time's the charm. We got this, baby.